What's going on, guys? It's Joe with Strictly Commerce. Inside of today's video, we're going to be going over why you are not ready to start Amazon wholesale FBA in 2023. So although I see Amazon wholesale as one of the largest upside potentials within Amazon FBA, I don't think it's for everybody, especially when you're starting out. With wholesale, you're going to need to put in the most upfront work before you can actually get your business started. You can't get started without a corporation. You're going to need to ungate a lot of the big brands to sell them. You're going to have to talk and compile a list of multiple, if not 10 to 50 distributors before you actually find one good plug to buy product off of. You're going to need to do a lot of upfront work before you could actually get the ball rolling. Additionally, this is the model that requires the most capital to actually get started with, because you need to place larger purchase orders in order to make it worthwhile for yourself and as well as your sales rep. Being that it takes so much longer, it's just not always my first recommendation to get started with when you're first starting out. Additionally, with this model, the number one piece of it is relationships. You're not going to really start to see larger profit margins or big percentages of sales until you really start to build out relationships with your sales rep that you're actually purchasing off of. So with that being said, it doesn't really make sense to start with right off the bat, especially if you're on a tight budget. You can start with something like online arbitrage or retail arbitrage to really dip your feet and get them wet in this process, buying products, selling it, getting your first few sales, learning what to look for in items. Sometimes you're even able to purchase items for cheaper than you would be from a distributor when you're buying them directly from Walmart, just because of promos that Walmart is running on certain items. So there is a lot of opportunity with those other models, and like I said, if you're on a tight budget, it's definitely easier to get started with something like that and then transition into wholesale as time goes on. You're going to be able to do a lot better when you have more capital with this model and you're a lot more confident with your buying decisions. A lot of the products that you're going to want to purchase, you will be able to get a lot better deal when you're spending more money with that vendor. Additionally, a lot of items are going to look like they're not a good deal and you can't purchase them when you're first starting out, but in reality, if you were placing a big enough purchase order, you would get a much better price on that item. Also, a lot of the money with wholesale is when you're going deep in items, which is something I totally don't recommend when you're first starting out, because you're going to want to go wide and not deep, meaning purchase a lot of different SKUs and less quantity of each SKU compared to purchasing a lot or thousands of the same item to sell on the same listing. It's just one of those things that it makes a lot more sense to do when you're already pushing volume on the platform, when you really know what you're doing, when you're more confident in your buying decisions, and also when you have more money, because it will become more lucrative for you as time goes on. So I hope you guys don't get discouraged and you realize that wholesale is a really good opportunity. I just think that it's something that you're not ready for when you're first starting out, because there's a lot better places to put your money, and especially a lot of you with a tight budget, it's better to start and test the waters with OA and RA and then move into wholesale once you have the ball rolling and are a lot more confident with your decisions. With that being said, hope you guys enjoyed this video and thank you for your business.